34 cars. We're going to do an A and a B. We will lock in from qualifying, which will come up in a little while, 5 from each A and B. And then there will be 2 LCQs, last chance qualifiers, where we'll take 6 and 6. And then the provisionals in the same format we ran at Talladega. So, you can figure that Rubik's Cube out, as most crew chiefs can down there.
Yeah, they got it figured out. There's a strategy being played out here tonight by a bunch of race teams. They've looked at the racetrack. They're studying what went on here today. You see the drivers all through. As soon as we open the pits, the first thing they do is they come to the racetrack. They want to kind of look, see what kind of preparations are going on here tonight, make the proper tire choices here tonight for qualifying, because it's going to be important to qualify well.
So, see, Joe, that's the difference between us announcers and the drivers. Do all that kind of racy stuff. I went and checked out the refreshment stand and the cheeseburger.
Yeah, cheeseburger's not bad.
Well, we're back to Green Flag Racing here in our Dirt Draft Hot Laps #1 session. And the Shark is biting him right now, but that's Sam Seawright in the 16, the Alabama racer. He's won a couple of races already this season in other series. There's Harris in the 6. Man, this home cooking would be good for him.
Yeah, it really would be, Lenny. There's Sam Seawright to the top of the board with a 19.835 for Seawright.
Yeah, Sam was posting on social media earlier in the week that he was pretty pumped about coming here. And when a driver's pumped, that means usually the bolts and the nuts went together pretty good on the race car. Shark's back up top now, though.
Yeah, one surprise here in this hot lap session is the 116 of Cameron Weaver. Cameron has run here before for our Powell Family Memorial and done very well for himself. Kind of interesting to see him back there in that 22nd bracket, not up in the 19s.
Is the temperature difference, the weather difference, a factor between that Powell Memorial and where we're at today?
It is.
So maybe that's it.
Absolutely. And I don't, the humidity plays a huge part in what goes on here at All Tech Raceway. And we had a bunch of rain yesterday early. And I think when you got here, the rain had already passed. And
Paul Clayton actually passed the rain. The rain
cleared
at
parting of the clouds.
He's good like that.
Yeah, parting of that's PNN verse 1.
Yes.
Chapter 7, verse 1. PNN chapter 7, verse 1, where he parted the clouds. And so a lot of moisture in the ground here tonight at All Tech Raceway. And humidity plays a huge part in what happens here. And like at any other racetrack, when that dew falls, if it falls, when it falls, plays a big part in it.
And this track can get racy lap by lap, different parts of the track per lap. You can go up high, you can go down low, middle. You're going to be inside there by Tech and up here by the refreshment stand sometimes searching for the right moisture.
It really is. It's different. It's different every week, and you talk to the drivers, and they say just what you did. It changes every lap,
I was speaking to Corey Hedgecock, who finished second at Talladega, and he said this is really a cerebral-type track. He's got to be mentally focused each lap and each corner, more specific here than almost any other that he has ever ran on. Yeah, it's so sensitive.
And Corey's one of the drivers that does very well here at All Tech. First time he visited here, he was super fast, chasing down Mark Whitener for the lead, drove it down into turns number 1 and 2, and straight into the wall.
Yeah, that got his attention, I'm sure.
It really did.
This is Dirt Draft number 2, and Mark Whitener should be one of these cars that are out there. Tyler Midwood, Chad Tootin, Carson Ferguson. So many of the other drivers coming out. Joseph Joyner, Derek Dent, Austin Kirkpatrick, Will Harrington, Scott Bloomquist. How about Shane Clanton?
Yes.
And Mark Fleischer over from Yulee,
Florida, right up the road here.
So the cars coming around. We look at Joseph. He won at Southern Raceway in between Talladega and here. One of, I think it's 5 different drivers that between the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series races has gone somewhere else and grabbed the big trophy and the checkered flag. The 11 on track, that is Austin Kirkpatrick, now living up in the Concord, Charlotte area. You see the AK, that's his special chassis. He has made the first one there. The 18 machine of Derek Dent, Appling, Georgia. Nice looking race car for him on camera. Oh, you know who this guy is. Scott Bloomquist, Black Sunshine. It's the Eclipse week. Could Bloomquist use the energy from the Eclipse to grab a win here at Alltech? I'm not going to say no. And the 25 behind him. You know, oh, look at Bloomquist scooting and skating the car up towards the wall. And Clanton was behind him. So Will Harrington in this 14 machine, the SRI Supplies Torco ASD machine, American racing car, quickest of the bunch. Will Harrington scoots around here pretty well. He even got interviewed by a guy in a jacket once, I saw.
Yeah, Will Harrington, feature winner here at Alltech Raceway. And I'll tell you, this young man knows how to get around here. He can do it this weekend.
Number of these drivers, good guys. Will Harrington certainly in that category. Dirt, draft, hot laps, and here comes one of the native sons of the Sunshine State coming out, the kid, Trey Mills.
Trey, a former track champion here at Alltech Raceway.
How can he be a former track champion? He can't even shave yet. Now he's already up in super late models. What was he a track champion in? Those juice box cars?
No, 602 late models and 604 late models.
Wow,
here.
He is an amazing wheelman.
Actually, Alltech Raceway was the first track that would give Trey Mills a chance, and he did it here. Raced here, they practiced here, they spent a lot of time here in the formative years.
Sure.
So, doing very good for a young man.
Saw his crew over at the ATC Bolts booth, grabbing some nuts and bolts. You know, ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year. The winner receives $5,000, $10,000 total. ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year. Go to atcbolts.com because those folks there really take care of the racers. Lots of cool stuff. atcbolts.com. Stop by there and give them a shout out. Zach Mitchell, Trey Mills, Trent Ivey, Mark Whitener, Tyler Millwood, another driver that got a win between the shows, Chad Tootin, and Carson Ferguson.
Yeah.
The little Rolex. When we're talking Fergie time, he's the Rolex of the Fergie bunch. I like Zach Mitchell, and I got to believe Zach Mitchell, we're looking at Ferguson on camera, Zach Mitchell, another one of the cars out there, after getting that last lap pass a couple of weeks ago in another series, he's probably one of the drivers that's really burning to get towards victory lane. Trey Mills on camera, sliding around 1 and 2, that familiar black and blue and yellow race car down the back straightaway. How about, Joe, the lighting? A lot of sun right now. Are these cats coming through 3 and really blinded for a second?
Yeah, and I've heard before that the white wall down there really throws a loop for a loop down there.
Now, coming through 4 later on, that's where the restart zone is, the Earnhardt Technologies Group restart zone. That won't be a problem because it'll be dark, right?
It'll be dark.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm thinking those guys are going to have trouble if they're having to do that. Whitener on camera now, slow to the infield. Didn't see whether Mark had a problem. He won the 602 race here last weekend.
Last week he won a 602 race. Right now he is fastest in group number 3 with a 19.532. The 57 of Zach Mitchell, second, 19.786. Then Carson Ferguson, Trey Mills, Trent Ivey, Chad Tootin, and Tyler Millwood.
Okay, and we're looking as more cars come out. Travis Carter, Valdosta, Georgia. Just kind of up north from where we are on I-75. How about Jeff Smith? Jeff Smith, son of Freddie Smith. Jeff Smith is suffering from sinus infection, and that's not going to stop him. There is our ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year, Rookie of the Race winner from Talladega, Ocala's Jackson Heiss. So there's Ashton Winger. Winger is the only driver that between the two Hunt the Front races won 2 races. Buckshot. was asking him about buckshots. It's a tight little circle that he got around pretty good in.
Yeah, he looked like he did a good job over there.
And how about this guy? He signed up for the tour. How cool is that? The 76, big sexy.
You know, it's interesting to see him sign up for a tour anywhere.
Well, it is wonderful to see. He really had it going on. And there is the new pilot of the Viper Motorsports machine, St. Petersburg's Tyler Clem, the 63. The 2 machine on track, that is Caden Mullinex from Birmingham. Caden goes to University of Alabama, Birmingham, doing some engineering there. And the 44, that's Travis Carter. We're back around for all of you to see. This is our Dirt Draft Hot Laps. If you're not participating in Dirt Draft, you can check it out, get the app, and be able to participate. Features over 350 games from major dirt track series and events each year. Play unlimited games for just $5.99 or get 2 months free with a 12-month subscription. Dirt Draft, we really appreciate what they do for us and the number of series that they also participate with. Southbound Throwdown, brought to you by Earth Tech. Here comes Overton. Joe Kelly, what do you think of how the track is reacting? I know it's a small sample set. We're on Hot Laps group number 4 here, the Dirt Draft Hot Laps, but are you seeing tendencies that you normally see that are good, or are we worried here at some point?
No, we're not worried at all. We just let these guys race. The track will come in, and as the night goes on, it'll change all night.
Mm-hmm. Banking looks like enough, but it's not a bowl by any means. There's enough banking to keep these guys going.
Yeah, you're going to see the cars migrate to the top side here tonight.
Ooh, love the high side.
Yeah, they'll be all the way around the track. Overton has struggled here throughout the years. He's talked to me at the pits. He said, hey, I'm excited to be here. It's a track that really makes me dig. I have to work on my car, work on my driving, pay attention to what I'm doing. So he's excited to be here. He's looking to win a race here.
Well, he certainly had speed coming from Talladega, but, you know, sometimes it's just, you see it in the golfers that are playing the Masters this weekend. There's certain courses guys just have the yips at.
I just think that this is out of Brandon's neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, grew up racing up there in Georgia, North Carolina, up around that area. This is a haul for him. So when he comes down here, he hasn't been here maybe once a year or something like that. So he's got to relearn every time he's here.
Now, is this true gumbo? I've always heard that this is some special gumbo.
There's a big story behind that, but
I'm here all weekend. You can tell me little pieces in.
There's a couple thousand acres behind the racetrack.
Okay.
Here. And when they milled the asphalt off of the racetrack, they talked to the man who owned the property up back. They went back there with a track hoe and they started digging holes. And when they found what they wanted after a week or so of digging holes, filling them back in, they dug the farmer a big pond back there, and that's where the clay came from.
Wow.
So
that's so cool.
We have a small pile around the back of the racetrack, and that's where it came from. It was a painstaking process.
Oh, yeah.
But thankfully, it was right there.
Wow. Well, everybody, this is my first weekend here at Alltech Raceway, Lake City, Florida. Where exactly are we? Ellisville?
Ellisville.
So
Ellisville,
right down
Florida.
from Lake
About
City.
15 miles south of Lake City.
So on the track now, Caden Mullinex, Travis Carter, Jackson Heiss, Brandon Overton. They've already done their part. And now we're on to Bo Slay, Josh Henry, Kyle Bryant, Corey Roulette, Corey Hedgecock, and Brendan Smith. Bunch of Florida drivers in this one. Got half the field. Bo Slay was one of those drivers that won a race between our events. Great to see the Milton, Florida driver in victory lane. Josh Henry, I spoke with him earlier, the American All-Star Series champion, and he really wants to get on track. That's a challenge for him. The 79, Kyle Bryant from Navarre, Florida. He does pavement racing and dirt racing. So I've seen pictures of him over at Five Flags. He was in the Snowball Derby.
He was.
How cool is that? We're looking at Corey Hedgecock as we see the checkered flag in the air. And Hedgecock, top of the pops. First driver, only driver in the 19-second range in that one. That is the 00 of Josh Henry. Nice stuff. A good, smooth hot lap session. Some Putnam had problems, and what did Whitener really have problems, or did he just kind of pull in?
I think the checkered flag came out, and we kind of missed it.
Okay.
And Whitener was the first one around, kind of pulled in. He set the fastest lap in his group, so.
So really only Josh Putnam.
Yeah, Josh Putnam had problems, yes. The 212.
I hope he
cures.
cures.
Our street stocks.
That's you guys.
Yeah.
So what is cool about these street stocks that race here all the time?
8-inch tires, hard compound.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Keeps the cost down.
It keeps the cost down. They race really well. The tires had champions here that I can think of 2 champions here right now that won a championship racing, 10 races on maybe 2 sets of tires.
That's really cool. That's the kind of home track expenses you couple sets, good. A set or 2 every other race, not good.
Yeah. It's a Hoosier H500. Most of the cars utilize the Chevrolet Performance 602. There are some built motors in the field. They have a Crate Racing USA rules package, caps them out at like a 362.
They do a good job, Crate Racing USA.
Oh, yes. Best in the business. America's leader in racing.
Yeah, they really are. So we'll see these guys tonight and another group tomorrow.
We'll see 2 groups tomorrow. We'll see the Crown Vics, which I heard you were trying to find a ride.
yeah. Me and Joseph Joyner, or Joshua Joyner.
Joshua.
Yep. But, Crown Vics are really cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
But there'll be a different group tomorrow night that will, two different ones tomorrow. I like these cars. Tell us about them.
So that's Jared Jones right there at car number 16. Let's see what the field we got here. Car number 08 we're looking at on our screen. And it looks like Randall Boyette and George Allen. And we're already under caution here for the 31 of Jonathan Crane. There he is. So Jonathan Crane out of the Live Oak, Florida area. Just coming off the heels of a huge race here. The King of the Streets last weekend. 100-lap main event for the Crate Racing USA Street Stock Division. There's car number 17 out of Stark. That's Joe Forsythe, a past champion at Bubba Raceway Park down at Ocala Speedway there. There's Joe. Looking now at the 8 car of Boyette. There's Randall Boyette. Randall comes to us out of Live Oak, Florida as well. We'll move it on back behind Randall in car number 55. That's going to be Heath Walker here with us tonight. He's a 3-time track champion here at Alltech Raceway. And it looks like another one around in turns number 2. That'll be Jared Jones. Field gets a checkered flag, and that's going to do it for hot laps. For the street stocks, I believe. A good field here tonight for a Friday night. Randall Boyette, George Allen, Jared Jones, Chris Doan, Devin Walker, Michael Doan, Joe Forsythe, Donnie Oden, Jonathan Crane, Heath Walker, and Nevin Gainey in the 56. Glad you can join us if you're watching on huntafront.tv or if you're live here in the grandstands. Welcome to Alltech Raceway. Watching the street stocks cross the racetrack. We're going to get ready for the Hunt to Front Super Late Model Qualifying coming up next, Lenny.
Going to be a good one. We understand that some of the drivers, Putnam included, with mechanicals, if they're going to come, they have to come in order. If they don't come in order, they got to get to the back of the qualifying, and then they're only going to get one timed lap. So the mechanics working back in the pit area, certainly Josh Putnam's guys have to be thrashing to try to make sure that whatever was in the engine compartment that didn't work works.
Hey, you hate to start a big weekend like this. Yeah, it's bad.
Especially a guy that finished fourth, defending champion, goes out and dirt draft hot laps, and the things just wouldn't work the way they should have. And at least he was smart enough. He didn't hurt it. You didn't see it blow up. So those cars will be coming up. We're here at Alltech Raceway, Ellisville, Florida. Just a pinch down I-75 from Lake City. Joe Kelly is the voice you're hearing throughout the broadcast. He is the voice here and travels quite frequently across the Southeast, and you will hear his voice throughout other HuntTheFront.tv broadcasts, and we're glad to saddle up and ride along with him at his home track.
Yeah, it's going to be fun here tonight, Lenny. I'm glad to have you here. Your first visit to Alltech Raceway. You're going to experience some half-mile racing here, a little bit different than what a lot of people are used to. The half-mile here at Alltech Raceway races different than most big half-miles. A lot of the drivers explain it as short-track racing on a big track. And we'll see how that unfolds here tonight. The track usually gets nice and slick after the qualifying, so we'll see some slicing and dicing out there tonight.
Should be good and quite entertaining. For those of you watching on Facebook, we appreciate it. Glad to have our Facebook Live viewing audience that watched us a little while back. And always good to have those fans tuning in from parts here and there around. Certainly great to have you. Our friend Cody Early is jealous that we're here in the beautiful sunshine, but he'll get down here.
He's not far. He's right up the road in Cochran, Georgia.
Yeah, I've had good times up at Cochran, but I guess want to say hi to our friends from Swankyville. That's down at Lancaster, South Carolina, or I guess up from here, and they're participating as sponsors of Brendan Smith, the 17S, and we will be at Lancaster coming up next month, May 2nd, 3rd, between Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park, the renamed, redone, reimagined Friendship Speedway in Elkin, North Carolina on a Friday, and then Lancaster on Saturday. You better say it, Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster.
Lancaster.
They will cut you. Dwayne Goins taught me that. And if you learn from Dwayne Goins, you have to, honor that you did.
Yes, you've learned something.
And my friends from Swankyville down there, they have this setup where their luxury box looks out over the backstretch at Lancaster. And they can see everything from there. They've got their food, their beverage, and they allow me to hang out. Yeah. And we did a race with Rick Eshelman.
Yes.
And I got to do some reports from the Swankyville village over there, and Rick's just laughing up in the tower while we're doing it.
That sounds like your thing.
Yeah. Food, beverage, good times. Racing is a great excuse to hang out with your friends and see some good stuff while the best in the business are doing it in front of you. But if you got some good friends, you got some good food, some beverages, I mean, that's all part of it as well, and certainly a part that I love the people of grassroots racing. We're here at the Hunt the Front. Our friends from EarthTech presenting not only the EarthTech Work Zone, as they will throughout the season here You can see the cars getting ready to come out for qualifying. Won't be long. Wells, Weaver, Putnam, Ferguson, Knight, Seawright, Harris, Joyner, Dent, Kirkpatrick, Harrington, Bloomquist, Clanton, Fleischer, Mitchell, Mills, and Ivy. 17 in our A group. And remember, 5 will lock into the feature. So you want to qualify well enough here not to have to run the LCQs, the last chancers. Joe, you're not running any LCQs. You got a bum knee now. When are you getting surgery on that thing?
I don't know, Lenny.
Joe is on the disabled list, but he's working through this, and I'm just tickled to be here. We had to chat a week or two ago on some other deal, and here comes qualifying. Let's get the first 2 cars out. The number 39 on track from St. Mary's, Florida. This is Brandon Wells diving her off into corner number 3. Next up, the 116 from Crossville, Tennessee, son of Randy Weaver, Cameron Weaver on the loud pedal. Oh, you can see them both. This is some trick stuff. Hunt Front TV. Putting you right there with both drivers, whether it's Weaver coming out of 4 to the white flag or already taking the white flag on the back straightaway into 3. Brandon Wells. And Wells scooting it from the sun to the shade. Powering out of 4. He'll get the checkers. And Weaver will follow him around. And the silks waving. Next up.
Good run right there for Cameron Wells. First time ever in a super late model, so not bad. Kept it on the track.
He did. I thought he did really well. I thought Weaver looked like he was fighting the car a little bit. So there's Chris Ferguson, and that means we're not seeing Josh Putnam, who was scheduled to come out with Fergie. Mount Holly, North Carolina. The 22 machine signed his deal to be a part of the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series about a week ago. It lit up the internet, and Fergie is putting it out on there, the Live Oak machine, and he's joined now by the Augusta Aquatics machine, the 42 from Augusta, Georgia. Clay, only CLA, no wine needed. Clay Knight. Oh, man, Clay Knight was right up there on the wall, almost tail tapping. I thought it was Jason Fager for a second there. Knight will be quickest right now. Ferguson. Oh, that top line for Clay Knight worked. That was sneaky fast up there. He is up there again. Look at Clay Knight. He is right along the wall. Power down. He knows some big guys are coming behind him. He wants to put the number down. He will. He'll lower it to the 19s. Clay Knight. That was sweet. Joe, he was right up along the darn wall. He's cleaning, he was scraping, he was doing your work up there, cleaning the house.
Oh, Lenny, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
I am.
We get to see that a lot around here.
That is so cool.
You can basically tell who's going to be fast.
Oh, yeah. They go up top?
Yeah. They're going to be fast if they roll the top down there. 1 and 2 hasn't come in on the high side quite yet. Not sure if we'll see it with qualifying here tonight, but in feature racing we will.
There's a little more shade on 4 and a little 3. 1 and 2 seems to still be catching some sun.
It is catching some sun down there. We see this typically 3 and 4, basically from the apex of 3 on through 4, start to get shade early, and 2 can stay slimy out there for a large portion of the night. But I think the track with the sun we've had, the rain we've had yesterday, and the wind is ready for some good competition here tonight.
Well, there's no white wine drinkers or quiche eaters in this bunch. There's nobody taking their drink with their pinky kicked out. These guys are going to work hard for everybody watching here in the grandstands. And hello to all those folks that did come out on a Friday. You're done with work. enjoy, relax. And if you're watching us back at home on huntthefront.tv, first off, thanks for being a subscriber. It's great to have you in the family. And, hey, you're off too, and you're sitting back looking at the computer, checking us out from Lake City, Florida, Ellisville, Florida, at All Tech Raceway. Make this a destination. You got more races than just us here, right?
Oh,
you open the door
racing
every now and then here?
Yeah, we're coming back next week, and we finish off the month with the annual Borderline Brawl here, which is a stock car event, Lenny. It's one you don't want to miss, but I'm looking right now on the racetrack at Clay Harris, the Shark, out of Jupiter, and Sam Seawright kind of needed a little help getting going.
He needed a nudge there. At guys our age, every now and then, we know about needing a little nudge to get going.
Yes, we
But
did.
Sam Seawright's a spry young man from Fort Payne, Alabama, and I wouldn't expect it from him, but that nudge at least has him moving around the racetrack. I think the Shark's going to be pretty quick here, too.
Yeah, Clay Harris already on the hammer.
Tell me about him. Get us.
Here he comes. First lap right here. We'll work it down into turns number 1 and 2. Harris with that line drifts up a little bit. He's going to be fast on this first lap. Here comes the white flag for car number 16. Sam Seawright to the top of the board with a 20.886. And here comes Clay Harris. The Wilkerson Farm entry, a 19.658 for Harris. Good first lap for Clay Harris. Can he back it up? Here comes Sam Seawright, car number 16. Seawright will stay second, a 27.12. Here comes Clay Harris. Harris, good.
Oh,
a 19.261 for Clay Harris.
A quarter second off an 18-second run.
Woo.
The Cats get down into the 18 seconds here? Can they do that?
They can.
They can.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
here
they
comes Joseph Joyner, one of the drivers that won between the races. He won at Southern Raceway over in the western part of the Sunshine State. He's joined by the 18 on track right now, and that is Appling, Georgia's Derek Dent.
Yeah, Joseph Joyner, a two-time winner here at All Tech Raceway, once for the Powell Family Memorial and the Harvey Jones Memorial. Keep your eyes on him. He knows how to get around this place. Joyner's first lap, 18.976.
First guy in the
Joseph
18s.
Joyner. Woo! Derek Dent, a 29.10. Here comes Joyner, steamrolling through turns number 3 and 4. Oh, faster, an 18.933.
So Joyner quick there. I want to clarify to the folks at home that our board is momentarily correct to the times that these guys are running, but the entire group, due to a glitch through MRP, My Race Pass, we are not showing the whole group. We will correct that as this session ends. But right now, you're seeing that the 10 was quickest. He was quickest of the two that went out that time, but not quickest overall, although I think an 18-second range, he is the quickest at this point. Here comes Austin Kirkpatrick in the 11, the Carolinian driver, and the 14. I think the Hawkinsville, Georgia driver has got your attention.
He does. It's the Hawkinsville hustler, Will Harrington at Torco Lubes, American Racing, car number 14. Down the back straightaway, will catch a time here on the 11 of Austin Kirkpatrick. Good for third, a 19.564. Here comes Harrington. Harrington knocks Austin down. He'll take third with a 19.286.
And that's third of what we can see. The overall group will be finishing, and then we will update it. Wait till you see who's coming out next. The week of the eclipse, we're going to go Black Sunshine next, and he's going to be joined by a long-in-the-tooth Georgia friend of mine, Shane Clanton.
Shane Clanton, the Georgia Bulldog. Right now, Will Harrington will move up to second, a 19.197. Austin Kirkpatrick did not finish that second-time lap. Is something wrong with the front end on that race car?
Oh, my.
Here he comes out of Mooresburg, Tennessee. It's the 0 of Scott Bloomquist.
Oh, yeah. So you've got the 0 car here of Bloomquist on camera. He dives it down through 3 and comes out of 4. And next up, it'll be the Capital car for the Georgia Bulldogs. Shane Clanton, Sonoya, Georgia. He was way up there at the top there.
Yeah. One thing about Clanton, no matter where you see him, he is always on the hammer.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. White flag, 1 lap. This is special. This, a couple of veterans, great guys. And Bloomquist signed up to be a part of the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series all year long. We're getting a view of Clanton as he dives it across the start-finish line. And Clanton.
4th.
Yeah.
With a 19.357. Bloomquist having some problems trying to keep the car just straight through the corner. Here he is, Scott Bloomquist. Good for 6th, a 19.976. Here comes the Georgia Bulldog. Shane Clanton, he'll stay 4th, a 19.357.
Heard Josh Putnam will be coming out shortly. Putnam will get 1 lap because he missed his spot in the running order. And no matter where he qualifies, he will start the last chance in 7th, 1 spot out of the top 6 that would get him to transfer. This is the AT to machine on track. Yulee, Florida's Mark Fleischer. Yulee is just around the way from here. Am I correct?
It's basically just north of Jacksonville, really, in between Jacksonville and Georgia right there. Just a little town. Mark Fleischer, the top shelf trailer ride. Car number 18 coming around for his first time lap.
Kid Quick, Zach Mitchell, Erie, South Carolina. He goes into the corner. He has problems. He contacts the wall just slightly. Oh, some body damage. Probably just cosmetic, but certainly Zach Mitchell got to make a better lap here if he wants to make time.
Oh, boy.
Fleischer.
Mark Fleischer, 5th.
Nice
Good
little
lap.
scoot there. Oh, much better run for Zach Mitchell. And a mad Zach Mitchell will make a fast lap, a 19.281. Kid Quick, don't go near him in the pit area. He's probably not ready to chat. So coming out now, the 14, Trey Mills. What was the first time you saw Trey Mills? Do you remember that? You remember the little scooter he was when you first saw him, I'm sure?
I thought, what is he sitting on in that car? Is it a milk crate? He was so tiny, and he's, over the past couple of years, he's sprouted up a little bit. He's very great. He's a great young man. He comes from a great family. He's very respectful and just a good race car driver. We're going to be hearing a lot about him through the years.
He may not be sitting on a milk crate, but he is standing on the gas.
You can say that again through turns number 3 and 4,
Oh!
number 14.
The little head knocker, Trent Ivey, just put it in the wall, and that wasn't a little kiss. That was not good for the Union, South Carolina driver. He may have damaged the rear end there. Probably, let's see. He's still making it go, but it don't look like it is going every bit of the way he wants it to. Ivy damaged into, he's going to pull it in.
Yeah, tough break. He hit the wall pretty hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to do damage back there.
So here's Putnam. 7th is the best he will officially qualify, no matter if he goes down into the 13-second range, for gosh sakes. He missed his spot in the lineup. He gets 1 timed lap here, and that's for the series champion. No playing around here. You got to follow the game here, and he is right up along the wall.
He knows he's got to get that momentum up, Lenny, and get the best lap he can.
Yeah, but he doesn't know, will that power plant last? Whatever the problem was it solved? He goes into 3 here. Right up in the high side, hustling that row, but he got a little bit loose. The thing started to sashay, and that slowed him up. 20-ish and change. Certainly not going to be up there very good. Yeah,
not a good lap.
No. So that is our first group, and we'll update the My Race Pass on your screen, and the top 5 drivers will be locked in to our feature. And then the top 5 from this B group that will be starting here with Mark Whitener on camera now. The Boswell Oil Machine, we're getting the A group off. So the top 5 of the bunch you're seeing scoot off the racetrack and back to their pit area, they're locked in. The B mains, last chance qualifiers, whichever way you want to go, that'll be the next thing what the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series puts out onto the track here at our Earth Tech southbound throwdown at All Tech Raceway. Oh, look at that shot. Sunshine. It's been such a gloriously sunny day. Joe Kelly, I think he is part of the Chamber of Commerce here or the Convention and Visitors Bureau because he certainly made all of this beautiful day just that much more. Dirt Draft Hot Laps complete. We're on qualifying. Then we'll go LCQs and the rest from All Tech Raceway. Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, huntthefront.tv.
All right, Lenny, here we go. The next 2 out. We're looking at car number 5 out of Middleburg, Florida. That's the Magic Man, Mark Whitener.
Whitener, one of the drivers that won, as well as this one. Tyler Millwood, the number 3, the Georgia driver. High, wide, and handsome already. Tyler Millwood, Kingston, Georgia. That is one race car, heck of a race car driver, and so is Whitener. Whitener just, low and high at the same time. He busted through the apex of 3, went out to the wall. Look at that time, 19.706. Millwood, a distance behind him, a 20.214. Checkered flag coming up. Whitener still on the most unique line I have seen around this racetrack today. And he does not better his time. We'll see what Millwood does. Could he improve? He drops it down a little bit, 20.12. Next up, the 51, Chad Rootin' Tootin'. Blackshear, Georgia.
Interesting fact about Mark Whitener today.
Yeah.
Brand new engine. Just got the engine delivered Thursday.
Yeah, they dropped it in today. Got it finally bolted in
this morning.
I heard about that. Well, here is the 51 of Tootin', and he will be taking that VP Boswell oil machine in front of this driver, the 93 from Denver, North Carolina now, Lincoln to North Carolina. This is Carson Ferguson, Paler Motorsports 93.
And Chad Tootin will come around for his first lap. The 2022 Southern Clash Late Model Champion, third with a 20.261.
Hold on, here's Ferguson. Business picked up. Little Fergie putting a 20.051. Tootin' a little bit funky through that, a little bit wanky.
Yeah, that was tough.
Nah. But a little Fergie coming around here, the Rolex clicking the time so smooth, and he'll move to the top. A 19.668 for Carson Ferguson.
Good lap.
That was really nice driving there. His racecraft through those corners was real pretty. I bet he could have dropped it even more, but I think he found where he wants to be.
Got to use a little caution while you're out there as well. It's slick out on the racetrack. Not a lot of laps yet here on the facility. You can see the cars out there still slipping and sliding.
Chad Mullinex, Birmingham, Alabama, University of Alabama at Birmingham, and then our ATC Bolts rookie of the race from Talladega, Jackson Heiss, on track. The Ocala-based driver was in school today till like 3 o'clock. And then, problems for the 2-car.
Yeah, Caden Molnax into the wall here in turns number 4. Jackson Heiss with a good lap right there. Good for 4th, a 21.94 for the driver out of Ocala, Florida.
I didn't see how Molnax entered the corner, but once I saw, look at that. He's locking him up and still having problems out there.
In a 4-wheel slide, a little slip at a grip there for Molnax, 6th, and Jackson Heiss will stay 4th.
Are we seeing the track change? Is that...
I just think Molnax's first time here.
Yeah,
maybe,
could have been that too.
Is a little struggle out there. Here comes
that wasn't
Brandon
a pretty
Overton.
lap.
We'll see how he handles.
I've heard
the
of him, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's won some big races.
Yeah. Here he is, big, sexy, Evans, Georgia, the 76 machine, the latest driver to sign up for the season. And the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, the 76 machine, the Muscle Factory, coming around. He's going to be joined out there by, look at that, Smith on the track right now. Jeff Smith, Dallas, North Carolina. Freddie's son, Grassy's grandson. His son, Jeff's son, working on the race car, racing the DNQ Series. Big, sexy, hammering around the track. What number did he put up?
19.997, good for 3rd. Jeff Smith knocks him back to 4th. Jeff Smith will land 3rd on that first lap with a 19.989. Here comes Big Sexy right up against the wall. Wow. Brandon Overton, 3rd, a 19.741 for Overton.
Yeah, but Ferguson 6.68 is still the deal. And Smith, a 7.6.
Not bad.
Not bad at all for Jeff Smith. He's sick. I mean, don't go in the trailer to talk to him sick. He wins this race, I ain't interviewing him. I'm just hand him the mic and say, talk.
We'll send the young guy down.
Yeah, send the young guy down. Speaking of young drivers, look at this, the 63. How about Tyler Clem? Within the last year, he's won a winged sprint car race, and now not only winning here last week, but he gets the Viper ride.
Within the past couple of months, a winged sprint car race and 3 late model races. 2 of them happened here, one of them at Hendry County Motorsports Park. A little trouble right there through turns number 1 and 2 for him. Keep your eyes on Ashton Winger. He knows how to drop the hammer here.
He sure does. Oh, and he gets way too high out of that corner. Problems for...
He dropped more than a hammer.
Oh, man, the Georgia driver there, he whomped that 12 car.
He's going to need a hammer now.
Yeah, that's Worldwide is going to have to work on that car for his son. The 63 Tyler Clem speeding around this racetrack right now, and he tags the wall. They are pushing it as close as they can, and they're finding the limit.
This is typical All-Tech Raceway here. A lot of horsepower.
We got a replay of Ashton Winger's deal here. Let's take a look at this. Winger down into 1, goes through there. So far, so good, but now there it is. He's already trying to get away from the wall because he knows he's real close, and then he gets it.
Yeah, that's hard contact right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Possibly a broke J-bar on that race car. We see that a lot here.
Mm-hmm. Was the J-Bar the place you recommended we go after hours?
That's for Paul Clayton
that's a car
out.
part. I got you.
That's for Paul Clayton hangs out, the J-Bar.
Ferguson, the quickest here in Group B with a 19.668. And nice run for him. He really held a pretty wheel. Mark Whitener, an amazing drive, nowhere near the top for the most part, and then as he exited 4, he would grab it just at the very last second. Bo Slay on the track now, the 2 from Milton, Florida. He won a race between Talladega and here, so he's got some momentum built. Was using it a little bit too much there. It was up towards the wall, and now staying away from Bo Slay's sharp guy. He knows everybody else is hitting the wall. I don't want to do it to my race car.
Exactly. You got to make it in tonight. That's the main thing. Just make it in. Have good, solid laps. Bo Slay 8th for his first lap. A 24.56 for Bo Slay, the driver out of Milton, Florida.
So Slay and Josh Henry were scheduled to go together, 2 cars at the same time like we've done all night. Josh Henry needs a push start. So instead of having Henry with a four-wheeler behind him and Slay out there at the same time, they let Slay go by himself, and now Josh will get the push.
Interesting.
Safe.
Couple drivers needing push starts here in qualifying.
Yeah, the drivers are pushing their limits and tagging the wall, and some of these crews pushing the limits with the equipment already.
Yes.
And this is only race number 2. Here comes Josh Henry. He's getting the safety guys to push him out. I'm too close to Gainesville. I almost called it Safety Safari. I like Josh Henry, the American All-Star Series champion, Crossville, Tennessee, right by the Buc-ee's. So he is out and moving. And now we take a look at the 79, the pavement racer, Kyle Bryant from Navarra. Am I saying that right? Navarra?
I think Navarre. Yeah.
Decent run for Josh. Not great, but a 24.53. And we'll see what Kyle Bryant, a snowball derby competitor at one point in his career. Oh, he kept it off the wall. That was pretty big for the blue 79. So Henry does not improve time. But we watch here the 79. And
good for 11th.
Yeah, decent run there. How many guys could say
27.
that they ran the Snowball Derby and are running here at Alltech?
Yeah.
Those are a couple of pretty good Florida racetracks. Look at this. Here comes the 05 Corey Roulet from Dahlonega, Georgia. And Corey Hedgecock, fastest car in the final laps as they was closing in on Brandon Overton at Talladega. Ended up the runner-up role, but that 23 made everybody notice. And one of the drivers that I believe, Joe, you are feeling like he is going to be one of those ones to beat.
Yeah, I believe that Corey Hedgecock is going to come on strong here tonight and tomorrow night. He knows how to get around. He's a reigning Powell Family Memorial champion here at Alltech Raceway.
Yeah, going to be tough to beat.
We'll see what this first lap looks like for Corey. Corey Roulette, hard into the wall.
Yeah, he was tapping the wall in 4, and he made sure he tapped it all the way in 2. Caution on the racetrack.
Wow.
We are going to have a shot of a replay here, I believe. And, wow, you could see that car is shifted all over the place there. We look here on huntthefront.tv. And if you're not a subscriber yet, you're watching somewhere or you're hearing us talk about it, replays are really something that huntthefront.tv specializes in. And, wow, Sparks, that was a big whomp.
Yes, it really was. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like we're waiting on the official word, but Corey Hedgecock probably going to get another lap.
Yeah, I think so. You know, Lenny, we've seen turn number 2 already take a couple victims here tonight. We have watched cars. We've watched brand new race cars be destroyed out there in qualifying. So it's very tricky part of the racetrack. A lot of these guys know it. Some of them don't, and those are the ones that are being bit by it tonight.
Yeah, I don't think Corey will forget it. No. That was a big enough one. And picking up parts and pieces, I would imagine that our friends from ATC Bolts, the Rookie of the Year sponsor, will be getting a call for some of those fine fasteners that they do. ATCbolts.com. Check them out there. We're here at Earth Tech, southbound throwdown. Corey Hedgecock getting the one lap that wasn't able to complete due to the caution. And the 23 machine out of Tennessee trying to get up there.
Yeah, we'll watch him down the back straightaway here. He'll ease it into turns number 3 and 4, right up on the wall. Corey Hedgecock looking at the checkered flag. We'll see what he can do with Carson. No good. Fifth.
But that locks him into the feature.
Yes.
Top 5 get in. So that's good enough for the feature. And he can go back and will not have to do the LCQ, and he can tweak on the machine to go faster.
So right now, Carson Ferguson, Mark Whitener, Brandon Overton, Jeff Smith, and Corey Hedgecock, the 5 drivers that will transfer without going through a last chance so far. Yeah.
Brendan Smith, the 17 from Dade City, and this 44 car that was late to come out, Travis Carter from Valdosta, only going to get one timed lap because he missed his spot, kind of like Putnam did in the first go-round in the A part. So here in the Bs, the 44 will get one of these laps timed. And now, coming across start-finish line, while we watch here as the 44 of Carter comes around, DC and Checker.
14th and 15th.
14th and 15th. Yep. Oh, and the 17 car going up into the wall there. And that's going to damage that race car.
That's going to do it for qualifying group number 2, locked-in cars.
Who you got?
Carson Ferguson, Mark Whitener, Brandon Overton, Jeff Smith, doing it sick, and 5th position, Corey Hedgecock. So that's a good
Jeff
group.
Smith sick.
Yes.
That is yeoman's work there. That is something. That's lunchbox. Buckle in and get it. Congratulations to Jeff, and man. He has been off, other than Talladega, and then a couple of races in between, since Dad passed away. And now finally getting his groove back on. We were chatting in the pit area before we got going. So the B mains coming up, we'll take 6 from these last chance qualifying B mains when the cars come out. But you've got some of the local guys coming back out?
Looks like we're going to go into opening ceremonies here in just a second. And then go into, looks like street stocks, then opening ceremonies.
Okay. And I am rightfully updated. I was calling Josh Henry, the All-American. He is the Ironman champion from Newport. So I was in the right church, so to speak, as a champion, and in the right state, calling him from wherever I was calling him from. But Richard Allen, my dear friend, is backing me up and saying, Valvoline Ironman champion for Josh, Newport, Tennessee, where I am just tickled that track is coming back at Newport. So thank you, Richard. Say hi to Tina and Gene Leffler, who are checking us out from their fine confines down at Disney. Going down there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen in the grandstand and those at home, we welcome you to All-Tech Raceway. As always, we're going to go to the Lord in prayer and then do our national anthem. So if you could please rise in the grandstands here tonight, please remove your headgear. Thank you so much, folks. Folks, if you could please remove your hats in the grandstand. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we just thank you tonight for another opportunity to do what we love to do. Enjoy the great sport of auto racing. Father, we lift up our great country to you. We just ask that you would keep guiding us, leading us, and guiding our leaders especially, Lord. Father, we thank you for each and everything that you do for us. You lead us and guide us in our personal lives. You protect us. You give us wisdom. You give us knowledge, and you give us understanding of your will for our lives. And Lord, we thank you for that. Father, I thank you once again for the great United States of America and all who serve this country. I thank you for our military men and women, our police officers, our teachers, and all of our public servants. But most of all, God, it's your Son, Jesus Christ, the greatest servant known to mankind, that we thank you for the most. And it's in his name that we pray tonight. And everybody said amen. Folks, please remain standing for your national anthem.
In our country, Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, All-Tech Raceway, the Earth Tech Southbound Throwdown, and a pair of B-mains coming up here. Friday night, 5,000 to win. We've locked in 5 from each of our qualifying divisions. No heats. We go right into these last chance qualifiers. You're watching on huntthefront.tv. We've already had our Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Also had our live look-in provided by Dirt Draft. Here come the local division. Joe, your guys are headed out.
They are. We're ready for them, too. It's like heat race number 1, starting on the front row. Randall Boyette to his outside, George Allen. Row number 2, car number 16, Jared Jones to his outside, Chris Doan. Row number 3, the 55 junior of Devin Walker and Michael Doan in the 12 car to his outside. Row 4, Joe Forsyth and the 21 of Donnie Odom, Jonathan Crane, the 55 of Heath Walker, and the 56 of Nevin Gainey round out your field. And we're coming to green. We are green, folks. Here we go. Keep your eyes on the field. Battle for the lead down the back straightaway. Randall Boyette will give it up to the 16 of Jared Jones. Jones here last weekend for the King of the Street. Had a great run going. Comes back for